Tulsi Gabbard is a congresswoman from Hawaii. I view her as the most dangerous Democrat in the party because her persona appeals to Republicans. The first time I saw Tulsi Gabbard speak, I thought she might actually be the one to pull the country back together. She was on the Joe Rogan show talking about polarization.
Where after every election happens, the new members of Congress, they go and they have what's called new member orientation. And very quickly, I would say within the first few days, where we first come in together as Democrats and Republicans, immediately, okay, Democrats go this way, Republicans go this way, immediately separated. And what we're told right off the bat is, look, this is about getting wins for our political party. And if you work with a Republican, then that's going to hurt the party, especially if you work with a Republican that the Democratic Party is trying to take out. Forget the substance of the idea, forget the substance of the bill. And this happens on the opposite side as well. Republicans with Democrats, both political parties are guilty of this, where they're really putting the interests of the political party ahead of the people who just voted for us to go and serve them. And not just the Democrats who voted for me, but yes, the independents and the Republicans, both who voted for me or who didn't, but who I serve. You can imagine why there is so much gridlock in Washington, why nothing really gets done, and ultimately how this divisiveness and this hyperpartisanship is hurting the ability for the needs of the American people to be served.
I was impressed by her apparent understanding of how severe polarization had become. Because she understood it, I thought she might actually be able to do something about it. I had hope for about 5 seconds, and then I researched what her positions were on the issues. She is a dedicated champion of gun control, co-sponsoring a series of major pieces of gun laws that infringe on the Second Amendment. On climate change, she wants to ban the use of fossil fuels by 2050 and ban fracking immediately. On college education, she wants taxpayers to pay for the indoctrination centers known as universities for all families making less than $125,000 a year. For healthcare, she wants a government-run healthcare system. And she is a co-sponsor of legislation supporting the payment of reparations for slavery. For someone who appears to understand that we have a polarization problem, she seems awfully comfortable with a slew of far-left positions. Tulsi Gabbard is far left. She may see that polarization has become a problem, but she seems clueless about what that means for the country's future. She is doing nothing about polarization. Her positions will make things worse. She doesn't get it at all. What concerns me about her is that she made such a good impression on me at first. Far too many people will vote for the person that they like emotionally and will fail to study the issues. Gabbard comes across as very intelligent, reasonable, and likable. She has gravitas, the air of a person in charge. She also has an air of class and refinement, something that, to be honest, is a little refreshing after Trump's brash demeanor, and also something that Bernie Sanders has been missing. People will want to like her, and for that reason, they will minimize her deficiencies and maximize her assets in their minds. As many in the country continue to have a gloomy vision of the country's future, there is an increase in desperation to find a leader to save us. Both the left and the right share these feelings of gloom, if for different reasons. A lot of people fantasize about a leader who can unite us and bring us out of this. This may cause people to see Gabbard as the person they want her to be instead of the person that she is. She may appeal to right-leaning people not only because of her persona, but also because of her military experience. She has been in the National Guard since 2003. She served in a medical unit in the Iraq War for a year and also served a year in Kuwait. What she has going against her, other than her far-left political positions, are her age, she's only 38, and her religion. She is a Buddhist, and the U.S. has never elected a president who wasn't a Christian. Her age and inexperience may make it difficult for her to clinch the Democratic nomination. But if she does, she could be a real contender against Trump. If he sticks to the issues, I think he'll beat her because that's where she's most deficient. But that's not Trump's style. He prefers to appeal to the voters' emotions, and that's where she excels. If it does come down to the two of them, I can see her beating him. Were she to win, I don't think her election would be a triggering event for a catastrophic shock to the U.S. I think even the extremists would take a wait-and-see approach simply because she does come across as being quite reasonable. But it wouldn't be too long after that before her far-left positions become intolerable. I expect the trigger will have something to do either with gun control or immigration. And even if she doesn't win this time, I think she has a really good chance at winning next time. Tulsi Gabbard is not the answer she seems to be. That's all for today.